Happy Friday, TV family. We've made it to the final day of the week. Couldn't come soon enough for me, speaking personally. It is the 10th day of the 10th month. It is Friday. I am Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley 5-Star Fridays. You know what we do here. This is the one show of the week where we guarantee you a 5-star show or double your television viewing pleasure back. AQIs, Wenatchee 179, Cashmere 208. Cashmere is purple. It's very unhealthy. Cashmere's between the fires. They couldn't be in any worse luck as far because they're getting smoke from both of the area fires. Not so much here in the Wenatchee Valley, but it's still not real good. We're going to keep a close eye on the AQI throughout the course of the day today because we got football tonight. Cashmere's homecoming taking on Zilla. Hopefully we'll play the game. Wenatchee has a home game too. They haven't had one all year. They've had two games that were supposed to be leave off the field of the Apple Bowl that had to get moved elsewhere. Maybe they'll get a game in, we hope so. Weather details coming up, AQI coming up, snow in the upper elevations Sunday night into Monday morning. That's going to help a lot with the fires. The fires, again, we mentioned this before, the interiors are still burning. They're working on containing the fire, getting the proverbial fence around the area fires, and then they let Mother Nature actually put the fires out, which is why we still have smoky conditions even though the containment keeps going up. News, yes, sports, lots. Do or die for the Mariners. This is it. Win, and they take on the Blue Jays in the American League Championship Series. Lose, they pack their bags and get their tea times. We'll have all of that. And speaking of sports, in the back half of the program is our buddy David Rayfield, who's doing it again for the 6th consecutive year starting on Monday morning. David is going to camp on the balcony on the east side of the town Toyota Center, and he's going to stay there until he sells 1,000 tickets for the November 8th game against Prince George. It's all about Military Appreciation Day. Help David out. He'll talk about it. It's a great conversation. We'll have that for you in the back half of the program. Let's see what we're looking like at 2 minutes after the hour. And keep in mind, we're not at sunrise yet. Sunrise isn't until 7:13. We're still 10 minutes away officially from sunrise, but there's enough ambient light to let you know that that's what the East Wenatchee area looks like heading towards Rock Island Dam. That's the cross cam. We just have it pointed down the Columbia River. East Wenatchee is at 163. Wenatchee is at 179. Again, Cashmere is at 208. The worst Cashmere ever got yesterday was at 181. They never actually made it into the very unhealthy category, but they're already there today. There's the Orondo Rock camera looking back towards the Wenatchee Valley. You can see how all the smoke just channels right down, follows the flow of the Columbia River and the Wenatchee River, and it pays us a visit. I'm speaking for myself, but I'm quite frankly tired of this. Our Two Rivers camera, up to Lake Wenatchee we go. Looks like it's a little cloudier up there. It's a little cloudy here in the Wenatchee Valley. The clouds will be thinning out a little bit. As far as rain, later today, we're talking 5, 6, 7 o'clock for rain, and even then it's not going to be a lot. What we really need is lots of rain and lots of wind, or at least breeze anyway. Rain, perhaps. Wind, no. Camera number 4 takes us to Cashmere. That's the Hay Canyon camera. That's what we're talking about. That is some clouds. Nothing's coming out of the clouds yet. There's no rain, but you can see how Cashmere gets socked in by being basically wedged between the two fires. It's a narrow valley. There's simply no place for the smoke to go. The air quality will improve as the day progresses, but as I mentioned before, the worst Cashmere got yesterday was 181. They're already at 208. So we hope we have football tonight for Cashmere. 3 slides to show for you. Here comes the snow in the mountains. The first mountain snow of the season. How long it sticks around, we don't know. It's going to be right around 4,000 feet. So it's going to snow on Stevens Pass, and it's going to snow on Loop Loop and on the North Cascades, and if you're heading over to the Idaho Panhandle on Lookout Pass. Again, right around 4,000 feet, which means the Sugarloaf and the Labor Mountain Fire are going to get a little bit of snow. We're talking Sunday night into Monday morning. So if you're going to be in the upper elevations, watch out. It's going to get cold. It's going to feel like winter. Now, the snow's not going to last very long, we don't think. But as the system rolls in, it will start coming in really tonight. It's not going to arrive here in the Wenatchee Valley, this deep low that's going to bring us the rain and the cold temperatures. That's not going to really get here until the sun goes down tonight, really in the overnight hours. But it's going to usher in some really cold air. I mean, some really cold air for this time of the year. I mean, yesterday we hit 75. I don't think we're going to hit 75 again for a long period of time. It was unseasonably warm. Here's your AQI. This is all day yesterday till about an hour ago. Kashmir is in the solid line. Wenatchee is in the dotted line. And you can see it's the pattern that we've seen. It starts out pretty bad. It peaks at about mid-morning, and then it gradually gets better. And by the end of the day, it's about as good as it gets. And then once the sun goes down and they can't be real aggressive with the firefighting, it goes right back up again. So that is the current pattern right now for Kashmir in the solid line and Wenatchee in the dotted line. Hopefully, it'll go back the other direction as the day progresses. That has been the pattern. The 7-day forecast brought to you by Colonial Vista Senior Living in Wenatchee. It's where comfort, care, and community come together. Check out their website. Mostly cloudy today. We'll see some sun breaks in the afternoon hours. The question is the rain, not until the evening hours, we think. Could get a couple of light sprinkles this morning because we could. Then dry in the afternoon, and then a chance of rain, about a 50% chance of rain again later on in the day. We're talking 6, 7, 8 o'clock or so. 40% chance of rain tonight, 46 for the overnight low, and look how cold it's going to get. 61 on Saturday. That's chilly. 54 is all we're going to get on Sunday, and then Sunday night, a good chance of rain. 80% chance of rain for the valley, and a good chance of snow in the upper elevations. And look at Columbus Day. That's just chilly. We're going to see about a 20-degree difference over just 4 days. I've told you it was cold air coming in, and then we mellow out a little bit. But it looks like with the impending rain Sunday night into Monday, with rain down here and snow where the fires are, we're going to be in good shape. We hope. It's 7 minutes after the hour. Grab a cup of coffee. Come right back. The news is next in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
You won't be voting for Congress or the presidency this year, but local elections are the place where your voice can make the most difference. Wenatchee Valley candidates are lining up to serve on city councils and school boards on both sides of the Columbia River. NCWLIFE put all of them in the hot seat so you can find the ones who represent you the best. Watch our interviews at these times and dates right here on our channel or anytime online at ncwlife.com. You're watching the NCWLIFE channel. Your vote matters to us.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. The Medicare annual enrollment period runs October 15th through December 7th, and this year brings important changes to Medicare and prescription drug costs. I offer no-cost plan reviews to help you compare benefits and be confident in your coverage for the year ahead. I've specialized in Medicare insurance for nearly a decade and would love to assist you. Call or visit me today at my office in Wenatchee.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular, family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. Warm up with one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes, and make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Fairly cloudy, it's hazy, it's smoky, it's 55 degrees, very unhealthy air in Kashmir, unhealthy air in the Wenatchee Valley. Starting out pretty bad with the AQI. We'll see how it develops as the day progresses, and some rain coming this weekend. It's about 9 minutes after the hour. A Wenatchee man arrested back in April for hosing down a car full of people with a fire extinguisher has entered a probation agreement. Records from Chelan County District Court show the 31-year-old defendant agreed to what's called an order of continuance, and that means his prosecution for fourth-degree assault will be dropped if he completes probation requirements, including anger management training, over the next year. Wenatchee police say the man was working at the Wenatchee Safeway fuel station when customers in a Jeep began vaping near the gas pumps. When he warned them to don't vape because it's a fire hazard. A member of the group allegedly swore at him. He then sprayed down the interior of the Jeep with the extinguisher, got all 4 occupants doused with the chemical mixture. The defendant has been expected to go on trial last week. Now that's not going to happen. A Moses Lake Aerospace company touting fully reusable rockets has gathered more than $500 million in new investments. Stoke Space is located at the Grant County International Airport, and they announced Wednesday it's raised $510 million in Series D funding from private tech investors, plus an agreement to borrow $100 million from Silicon Valley Bank. Stoke Space is the innovator behind the Hopper. That's a reusable second-stage rocket meant to lift a payload into orbit and then touching down for its refueling and subsequent flights. It's been successfully tested at the Grant County International Airport. The Hopper boasts an engine running on combined hydrogen and oxygen, as well as what's called differential throttling. To keep upright for landing. The new funding for Stoke Space will go towards a similar reusable launch vehicle called the Nova. Douglas County and the City of East Wenatchee are looking for participants in a survey to help guide transportation and ADA safety. The Safer Streets survey focuses on developing a transportation system to ensure everybody can walk, bike, and drive safely. The ADA transition plan focuses on a transportation system that's accessible to people with disabilities. The survey asks questions about modes of transportation used by participants, reasons that they visit Douglas County, and their ratings of transportation elements like sidewalks, roadways, and bike lanes. The survey can be found on the Douglas County website or by using that QR code that you see right there. An adult fundraiser will help sponsor a 5th grade student's participation in the Beauty of Bronze program. It's been around since 2004 as part of the Wenatchee Valley's Art on the Avenues project. It introduces students to public art and sculpture. The fundraiser gives adults an introduction to the program and the opportunity to create their own sculpture. The fundraiser will be held at the Visit Wenatchee Tasting Room downtown on Friday, October 17th. It'll cost you $90. It'll cover materials, a glass of wine, and the sponsorship of one student. Participants will receive their original art 8 to 10 weeks after the event. Edible butterflies, vegan-friendly entrees, and tortillas of purple and pink. That's a few of the offerings from a new business that opened in downtown Wenatchee, the Magical Hippie Chrysalium Fairy Cafe and Boutique. Say that 3 times. It has officially relocated. It was in Leavenworth, now it's in downtown Wenatchee. Kristen Lopez, her husband Alvaro, and their longtime friend Adrian Myers are up and ready and excited to introduce to the Wenatchee Valley their wide array of menu items and merchandise.
We opened in Leavenworth June of last year, 2024, and we were open up until January. We had some issues with continuing the lease and being able to grow like as an establishment, and the space was only 300 square feet, so not a lot of room to like move. There was no restroom in there, so it was very hard to be open a full day and have to close and then run to like the porta potties if you have to go to the bathroom. And so we just kind of made the decision we were just going to let the lease go and find somewhere else. We actually weren't even looking Wenatchee because like I looked on Craigslist and I couldn't find anything. So we were going to look in Seattle, and I think he had actually seen, like as he was passing by, the number in the window saying that there was spaces available for rent. And the owner of the building called us and he's like, well, we already have someone for this space, but if something happens and they don't sign a contract, we'll call you. The day we were going to sign a lease for Seattle, he calls us and he's like, our space just opened up if you want it.
Well, I just love how we've been able to decorate it. I mean, there's so much more space to just, put murals and flowers. It's been a lot of fun, although, a lot more work. The first space was a lot of work too, but, this is bigger.
So for viewers who might not be familiar, could you please explain the term cricalium in your business title?
Cricalium, so it's Latin for creating beautiful things. So not only are we going to be like a cafe, but we have a makeup company that we established in 2018. So there's a lot of like bright makeup that changes colors. It's a vegan, cruelty-free formula. So when we officially named it that, it was meaning like, because all of the makeup is handmade by us. So we created something beautiful, and then it kind of like led into the drinks that we were making. Like, they were really beautiful. So it kind of just like covers everything. So for makeup wise, we have like eyeshadows, lip glosses, lashes, highlighters, like literally anything that you want, we pretty much have. We have a lot of it. And then food and drink, we'll have like your mocktails, coffee drinks, like lemonade. It's just like a big variety of different drinks.
I just have to interject. When she says coffee drinks, she's really downplaying how amazing these things are. If you see a close-up of one of these drinks, it's just, basically like a castle of a drink.
Fairy is also like, they indulge as well. So we'll be offering like brisket, chicken, pork, shrimp tacos, fish tacos.
It seems like, there's really been an emphasis for us on the experience of customers coming in. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of places in Wenatchee that serve great food, but I mean, that's definitely something we want to do, but we really want people to have a unique experience here. I mean, I know that it branched off from, our original cosmetics business, but it's very much in the same spirit. I mean, we wanted something that's, very fairy themed, very whimsical, something that just kind of warms your heart when you walk in,
And at 17 minutes after the hour, now you know what the heck is going on around here. A program originally called What the Heck is Going On Around Here, subsequently renamed the Evening News, comes your way tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and after football tonight. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, after football tonight on television. If that doesn't work into your schedule, we're all busy this time of the year, and most people don't even, they don't really consider, got to change the channel. You don't have to worry about it. Our news will be up and running on our YouTube page and our homepage. Don't forget, we're now on the apps that you see on your screen. We'd like that. And if you have a news tip, send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. This is it, Mariner fans. Win or go home. Sports in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
When you enjoy Abby's Pizza at your place, close your eyes and you can taste old-fashioned values, classic pizza parlor decor, and generations of tradition. Recreate that magic. Open your eyes and head to abbys.com. With pickup and delivery options, no matter where you dine, Abby's just tastes better. Here's a good-looking pizza, guaranteed to bring some smiles. And right now, it's on sale, so it's good for your wallet too. This giant is loaded with toppings and can feed up to 6 people. Order at abbys.com. Give us a call or just drop by. Only at Abby's Legendary Pizza.
Mow, dig, haul, trench. The reliable Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor is highly capable. A smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation and versatile attachments that help you handle the job. The Kubota BX Series is the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
20 minutes after the hour, this is it, do or die. It is Game 5 of the American League Division Series. Tigers, Mariners, T-Mobile Park. Tigers going with their ace, Tarek Skubal, but remember, we beat him in Game 1. And the Mariners will go with George Kirby first pitch, 5:08, nationally televised on Fox. Dodgers back in the National League Championship Series. That was just a strange way for Philadelphia to lose. It's hard to explain, but it's just bizarre. Look at the highlights anyway. And the Cubs beat the Brewers 6-0, so there'll be Game 5 in that series tomorrow in Milwaukee on TBS. Huskies national TV tonight, I should say. They got Rutgers, the Scarlet Knights, in Seattle. 6 o'clock kickoff tonight on FS1. Cougars at Ole Miss tomorrow morning at 9:45 on the SEC Network. I don't have that. Central Washington is in Texas to take on the University of Texas Pyramid Basin. Eastern plays nobody. Seahawks are playing a good team. Of course, they lost to Tampa Bay at home. They're back in Florida on Sunday for the first time in a long time. Jacksonville's good, by the way. 4-1, 10 a.m. kickoff Sunday morning on Fox. For the rest of the NFC West, it looks something like this. Rams at Baltimore, 10 a.m. on Fox. Arizona's Indianapolis, that's 10 a.m. also on Fox. And San Francisco has Tampa Bay at 1:25 on CBS. Seattle Kraken kicked off their 5th season in the NHL last night at Climate Pledge Arena against Anaheim, and they won the season opener for the first time in franchise history. Vince Dunn started the scoring. Jared McCann finished it 3-1 the final. John Forsland had the call on Kong TV.
Jaden Schwartz, who led this team with 26 goals last year, will button hook his way back. Larson, Dunn a shot, he scores! Vince Dunn has the first goal of season number 5, and the Kraken are off and running. Attempting to get to it, he's coming off 2 20-goal seasons in a row. Carlson a shot, great stop by DeCord. Here's Lacombe takes over, he'll move it. Dunn reads the play, kicks it out, but he gives it away to Marchment. In front, they score! Right on the doorstep. It's the young man making his NHL debut tonight, Beckett Snedeker. Opposite number Schwartz. DeCord looking for a freeze, doesn't get it. Zellweger to the outside, no stick, Joey DeCord. Goodis a shot, fought off by DeCord. Killorn on DeCord again, and they score! It trickles in.
No goal on the play.
No goal is the call on the ice. Troy Terry flushed out by Brandon Montour. Good job by Montour. Monty on the march now. He shakes free of Terry, goes to the corner. Has Marchment, who scores! Mason Marchment has his first goal as a Seattle Kraken. Set up beautifully by Brandon Montour. The big rig's out of the box. Oleksiak has a man right down Lenny Wilkins' way. Lindgren stopped by Dostal. Goes by Kreider, back out, and the Kraken right on it. They move it quickly up the ice. Cross corner dump in Everly. Beniers in front. They score! That's hockey, baby! Jared McCann right on the spot. 3-1, Seattle. Schwartz with 5 seconds on the clock takes a glance upstairs. That should do it. That is Kraken hockey, baby. That is win number 1 for Lane Lambert. And the Kraken, for the first time in their young history, win an opener on their home ice.
Kraken back on home ice tomorrow night. Let's see if we can make it 2 in a row. The Golden Knights from Vegas will be in the big city, 7 o'clock on Kong. Speaking of hockey, Wenatchee Wild, a road game and a home game this weekend. They're looking for their first win of the season. They'll be in Spokane tonight at 7:05. They're back home Sunday, 4 o'clock game against the Seattle Thunderbirds. Our good buddy Austin Drawley would have the call on 560 KPQ. CSAC football tonight. We endeavor to do one Cashmere game a year. By golly, we're doing it tonight. It's Cashmere, it is homecoming. The Zilla Leopards are in town. I didn't even know they have leopards in Zilla. Coach Brian Bremer says he got a beat-up ball club. They lost to Royal last week in overtime, and Zilla is 4-1, and they're good.
Really good football team. Love their coach. Coach Watson does a really good job. They play really hard. They play a blue-collar brand of football, very similar to us. But they have a young nucleus where their quarterback's a sophomore, running back's a sophomore. Both guys are very, very good players. They have a couple good offensive and defensive linemen and a couple of receivers that can go, but a younger nucleus, whereas we are junior, senior heavy. We do have a couple guys that are banged up that probably aren't going to see any action. So we have some younger guys that are going to be able to step up, that are going to get battle tested, which is good. We have a lot of faith in those younger guys. They're going to get some reps, especially in the defensive backfield, that are going to, we're going to start 3 sophomores back there.
Erica Grant will have the call. Pregame at 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock. By the way, here's your scoreboard. Because they already played a game last night. Royal, they remain undefeated. They won 50-3. The rest of the schedule, as you can see, is right there on your screen. And we are endeavoring to do the game tonight in Cashmere. It's all about air quality. We'll see how that pans out. Same deal with Wenatchee, who finally tonight is scheduled to play their first home football game. It's been tough. They've spent way too much time on the bus. They got West Valley in town. Coach Taylor Mitchell told our very own Eric that his team is pretty confident after they lost to Eastmont last week.
Really good running back. I think he was first team All-League last year, so got injured earlier this year. They're big up front, but I think we just got to continue to do what we're doing on both sides of the ball. I think offensively, run the ball, get the ball to our playmakers out on the edge, and then our defense continues to play well also. So I expect it to be a competitive game, but no reason why we can't, beat these guys.
As far as Eastmont is concerned, they're in Yakima, the gateway to Wapato, taking on Eisenhower, who has played 5 games and has scored all of 7 points. He says, Jay Foster, coach of Eastmont, says he can't look past Ike.
This reminds us of a trap game, what everybody talks about, a trap game, where you're supposed to take care of business, but you've got a tough opponent, so sometimes you have a tendency to look ahead. I said it's easy because we all can sit there and say, okay, Alabama looked ahead to Auburn and got upset here, whatever it may be, and so trying to get guys to understand where we are and what this potentially could be. They've got a couple of players that can make some things happen. They haven't been very good. There's no, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but at the same time, they've done a couple of things, and they got a couple of guys who can make some things happen. And so just making the guys aware and showing them that what they can do positively, and that we've got to go out and do what we got to do.
Rest of the Big Nine, Moses Lake hits on the bus. They have a non-leaguer against Post Falls tonight, and Davis will visit Sunnyside. CWAC play tonight. Quincy is on the road. They'll be taking on Ellensburg. Ephrata will visit Othello. Toppenish will be in East Valley. No, Toppenish will host East Valley, and Sela is at Grandview. Caribou Trail League, Cascade, they're at home tonight to take on the Brewster Bears. Liberty Bell will visit Omak, and Manson hosts Chelan in the Battle of the Lake. Central Washington B football. First of all, Okanagan rolled over Tanask at 62-0. That was last night. Tonight it's Orville visiting Moses Lake Christian. Pateros is at Bridgeport. Lake Roosevelt is at Jenkins Chewelah. Indiana will host Soap Lake. Waterville Mansfield is at home tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock against LaConner. Prep girls soccer scoreboard from yesterday. There you go. East Valley shut out Quincy. Toppenish edged Cascade. Cashmere doubled up on Royal. Brewster beat Omak. Pateros popped Bridgeport. Lake Roosevelt edged Manson. That's what happened. Here's what's scheduled. 11 a.m. Chelan will be at Manson. Tanask at Orville. At noon, you got Ephrata kicking off at East Valley. Quincy visits Othello. Wenatchee will be at Davis tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. Eastmont will visit Eisenhower. Moses Lake is at Sunnyside. Cashmere is at home against Wapato, the gateway to Yakima. Winners on the volleyball courts last night. Wenatchee remains undefeated in league play, although Davis did win a set. Crazy night at the Eastmont Gymnasium last night. Went right down to the final 5 sets, but Eisenhower knocked off the Wildcats, and the volleyball schedule tomorrow looks something like this. Don't have to worry about smoke in the area gymnasiums, and those are just some of the games that people are playing. At 29 minutes after the hour, it is World Sight Day. It is World Porridge Day. National Angel Food Cake Day, National Cake Decorating Day. It's National Hug a Drummer Day. That's the one we're going to celebrate. National Hug a Drummer. There's my all-time favorite drummer, Animal from the Muppets. So you know somebody who plays the drums, give him a big hug today. The guy who cuts my hair has been playing drums since he was about 7. I love Brad, but I'm not going to hug him. Of course, drumming is in and of itself the oldest musical activity in the world. And to be a good drummer, you got to be a good drummer. You have to have excellent hand-eye coordination. You have to have your left leg, your right leg, your left hand and right leg do something different. And a lot of professional baseball players, 2 come immediately to mind, Randy Johnson and Ron Guidry, played drums during their career just to keep their wrists strong and their forearms strong. So there you go. If you know a drummer, give him a big hug today. It's the bottom of the hour. Today in history, happy birthday to the Naval Academy. The United States Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland opened its doors on this October 10th, 1845, with 50 students enrolled. Only 9% of all the applicants to the Naval Academy actually get accepted. About 1,200 enter as freshmen, and of those 1,200, about 1,000 will actually graduate. In fact, the lowest ranking graduate from each Naval Academy class is known as the anchor, and they get $1 from each of their classmates. Comes out to about $1,000. That ain't bad. If you're the child of a Medal of Honor recipient, you are automatically appointed to the Naval Academy if you want to go. You still have to meet the admission requirements, but they can't turn you down. Bancroft Hall is the largest building, not only at the Naval Academy, it's the largest college dorm in the world. All 4,500 midshipmen live in one building. That's a big building. Why does the Navy have a goat as a mascot? It's pretty simple. On ships, they put goats on ships instead of cows for two reasons. Goats were smaller and they could swim. Cows can't swim. That's why goats is the mascot of the Naval Academy. And Jimmy Carter, of course, as you probably know, the only president of the United States to graduate from the Naval Academy. This is bizarre. It was en route from Cleveland to Chicago, this airplane was, back in 1933. 92 years ago today. United Airlines Boeing 247 is destroyed by sabotage. It is the first proven case in the history of commercial aviation that somebody crashed the plane on purpose. Something in the baggage department exploded. It separated the tail from the rest of the fuselage. 4 passengers and 3 members of the crew were the only 7 people on board. All of them were exonerated. They never found out who did it. Alice Schreibner becomes the first airline attendant to die in a plane crash. Somebody brought it down on purpose, and they never figured it out why. And if you watch this show, you know Spiro Agnew is my all-time favorite president. The law and order vice president under Richard Nixon, these kids today, you know, the whole 9 yards. It all came tumbling down on this date in 1973. He was elected to the county executive of Baltimore on a law and order platform. Then he proceeded to take kickbacks from engineering firms who got government contracts. Then he was elected governor of Maryland on a law and order platform, and then kept getting kickbacks from engineering firms on construction contracts. And then as vice president of the United States, hey, I still want my kickbacks. Well, on this date, he pleaded no contest to 1 count of tax evasion. And after he was sentenced, he walked out into the streets of Baltimore and told the assembled press, I'm completely innocent.
Gentlemen, I believe you've all received copies of the prepared statement that I read to the court in open court. As I said in that statement, the reason that I have changed my decision to fight this matter is because that I believe it would be against the national interest, have a brutalizing effect on my family to go through a long 2-year struggle concerning this matter. You also may be aware of what I said in open court, that I categorically and flatly deny the assertions that have been made by the prosecutors with regard to their contentions of bribery and extortion on my part. You might also be aware that irrespective of the statements that were made by the Attorney General in open court, that the principal witnesses of the government are not being fully prosecuted in this matter, but are receiving either full or limited forms of immunity in exchange for their testimony against me. I will have nothing more to say at this point. I will make an address to the nation within a few days.
I miss that guy. What a dink. Birthdays. We lost John Prine to COVID a few years ago, but man, he gave us some great music and some great songs along the way. He and David Allan Coe co-wrote You Never Even Called Me By My Name, which is one of the all-time country classics. But when it came time to credit the song, John Goodman told David Allen Coe, just put your own name on it, even though we wrote the song together, because I was too drunk to write it. So we lost out on a bunch of royalties, but as a consolation prize, John Prine got a jukebox from David Allen Coe. Thanks for co-writing. And the Pied Piper of Daytona, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is 51 years old today. Not bad to be retired at 51. There he is. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors, and we're darn proud to have them on board. A lot of people are talking about immigration nowadays. Mike McKnight is going to chime in, and then David Rayfield from the Wenatchee Wild starts his campout Monday morning. He'll tell you all about it. When we come back, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCWLIFE would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
You won't be voting for Congress or the presidency this year, but local elections are the place where your voice can make the most difference. Wenatchee Valley candidates are lining up to serve on city councils and school boards on both sides of the Columbia River. NCWLIFE put all of them in the hot seat so you can find the ones who represent you the best. Watch our interviews at these times and dates right here on our channel or anytime online at ncwlife.com. You're watching the NCWLIFE channel. Your vote matters to us.
Central Washington Water understands the power of healing waters. If part of your wellness routine includes hot heat from a sauna, Central Washington Water now carries indoor and outdoor infrared and hot rock saunas by Tilo. Research shows there are many health benefits to a cold plunge after a good workout or a relaxing time in your sauna. Harness the power of water in a hot spring spa. Be sure to stop by this month and ask about a hot spring spa rebate. Central Washington Water, your wellness experts.
This is Mike Mad Dog McKnight, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, I'm an American. Just look at me. I'm white, I'm male, and if you ignore an occasional New Jerseyism, I speak unaccented English. But the reality is, virtually every black person in this country, and many Asians and many Hispanics, actually have stronger and deeper roots as American than I have. My paternal grandparents came from Macedonia in Italy, and as my mom was actually born in Germany, I'm a first-generation American on her side. Now, considering this, I look at our current immigration issues and I wonder, with unrestrained deportation of people who, for all intents and purposes, are Americans, are we cutting off our nose to spite our face? This is Mike Mad Dog McKnight, and that's my opinion.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
For over 35 years, the Sangster family has been not only representing GMC, but the entire community.
As one of the few family-owned dealerships in Washington, you can count on our personal integrity, which has spanned over 3 generations, to ensure your satisfaction.
Sangster Motors stands behind everything we sell, from GMC professional-grade products and service from a professional-grade dealership.
Remember, caring about your family is what brings you back to ours.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
Welcome back to the program. There are 3 game nights during the course of the Wenatchee Wild season that are guaranteed sellouts. Brings in huge crowds. One of them is Hockey Fights Cancer. One of them is Guns N' Hoses. And the third one, this November 8th, when they take on the Prince George Cougars at the Town Toyota Center Military Appreciation Night. And once again, for the 6th consecutive year, our mutual friend David Rayfield will attempt to catch pneumonia. But you can prevent that from happening. David Rayfield is the, I forgot your title. It's got like 9 different things.
Yeah, I forget it. It depends on the day. Sometimes, it's blip repairman. Sometimes it's graphics control in the AV booth, and sometimes it's sales. And today we're talking about some sales, hopefully.
Most of the stuff that that David does, you really don't get to see David do. Everything that's non-hockey related falls under David during the game, falls under David's purview. All the bells and whistles. And let's start with that. You guys, your production values for the fans who go to the games. It's not just hockey. Hockey's the primary thing. They want to come and see some high-quality hockey, and they get that in the Western Hockey League. But all the other stuff that happens, the between periods promotions, the lasers, the blimp, that's all your department. And every year, you guys seem to get a little more jazzier. I'm trying to think of a better word, David.
Yeah, every year we look to improve. We want to continue to build this up to as high as we can, and I don't know if there is a ceiling, so as much we can put into it. Sometimes it's little things like changing graphics a little bit, but people notice, and it's just getting new music, new graphics up on the Jumbotron, and like you said, new laser shows. We added a new laser this year, so they're bigger, they're louder, they're better. So yeah, we take a lot of pride in putting the showmanship into it outside of the hockey. Sometimes I like to say people come for the show and get to enjoy some hockey, but I know what it really is.
And behind the scenes, I know because I've been a part of it, I've seen it behind the scenes. There's a lot going on. People on walkie-talkies, they're yipping, you're yapping, you're coordinating. You got 15 people interacting with one another between your PA and your audio and your camera operators and your graphic operators. It's a lot going on.
And that's just the AV booth. And in between running from the AV booth downstairs, you're dealing with security guards, food and beverage. So we go from a staff of about 6 people prior to the game to I'm probably talking to about 150 throughout the night on what to do, when they're supposed to do it, and getting those intermissions and those activities completed properly for our sponsors and for our fans.
And you can tell you guys rehearse too. Rehearsing a program. I'm going to write that down. Monday morning, you got your tent, you got your sleeping bag. Walk me through. When do you start your camp out?
Yeah, so we are starting the Military Appreciation Camp out next Monday. So Monday the 13th at 9 a.m. I'll be out there on the balcony of the Town Toyota Center until I sell 1,000 tickets to that aforementioned Military Appreciation Night sponsored by CMI.
This is the 6th year.
Yeah.
You've learned your lesson. For one thing, just because the way the schedule and the calendar falls, this is a little bit earlier. Usually you do your Military Appreciation Camp out a little bit later on towards November 8th, but you're doing it a little bit earlier this year, which is probably a good idea considering it can get pretty cold.
Yeah, we used to have this night a little later in the season, and we started navigating more towards Veterans Day and trying to have it line up, not on Veterans Day per se, but a week before. And it's really helped with people being able to come out because we give tickets to veterans, so we really want to honor them. So the dates really lined up well, and then I don't have to sit out there in snow, but I have sat out there in snow. I've sat out there in rain, and looks like I'm going to be sitting out there in smoke, maybe. Hopefully not.
I think we'll be okay. I think by Monday we'll be all right.
I think it's supposed to rain, though.
You have a tent.
Yeah.
The question is, and people have asked me to ask you this, why? Why do you do this? I know it sounds goofy, but why do you do this?
That is a great question. It is very goofy, and I think that's the job of a guy doing the promotions. But at the same time, I think it's we're blessed to live in this country and be able to do what we do, no matter what your political views are right now. We're blessed to live here, and that's because of our veterans. So if I can do a stupid stunt and sleep out on a balcony to help give back money to our local veterans, I'm gonna do it. I can't write it out of my own pocket, but I can sleep on a balcony no problem and sell tickets to a hockey game. So people get to enjoy a fun night out in Wenatchee, and we get to give back to our local Veterans Hall and the Thomas A. Biddle Foundation. So I'm real excited to do that again this year.
How do you pick the beneficiaries? Is it the same group every year, or do you mix it up?
It has been the same group every year. I've just kind of really got to know those people and the mission that they're on here in Wenatchee, and it just resonates with me. And I think, like the Veterans Hall serves as many as possible. I think it's a very important thing to have in our community, a safe space for our veterans to go and just socialize and be together, because not being a veteran myself, I can't sit there and talk to them about their experiences, but that place is important to them to be able to sit and talk about.
Especially for veterans who have seen combat.
Exactly. So
exactly.
I do what I can to support, and a silly stunt is what I can do.
We have visual proof. You sent me some photos,
yes.
So we're going to throw these up. David, I'm going to ask you to use the monitor here in the studio to describe what we're showing up. Folks at home, I'm going to ask you to please use your televisions, people. You were joking about snow. When was this?
Yeah, that was one of the first ones. I think that was year 2. Yeah, I wasn't quite as ready as I would like. I have a better setup now. I have the canopy tents, I have extra tables, but yeah, I'd get bored and start shoveling snow at night when no one was calling me or talking to me. So that was an interesting learning experience those first couple years. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my feet definitely got cold. I remember regretting that.
Did you have to put a deposit down? Is that your office chair?
Yes. It still works great.
So that was about year 2. This was about
So I think my goal that year was 750.
Okay, now it's 1,000.
Yeah, I decided to up it. Yeah, so that was also year 2. You could see I shoveled the snow up into a pile, and I was just passing time when nobody else was talking to me.
You got to do something to keep yourself, especially in the middle of the night.
Exactly.
When you're asleep. When I buy my tickets, I'm going to call your cell phone at 2 a.m.
That's fine. I would be ecstatic.
This obviously is the beginning of that same thing, because you don't have anything on the thermostat there.
Yes, exactly. You can see that goal up there at 750. So it's been, and that was in the BCHL.
So you went from 750 to 1,000 because you could, or you just wanted to?
Because I could. I was reaching my goal, and the first time I was out there, it was 5 days and 4 nights, and then 4 days and 3 nights, and now I've steadily been 3 days and 2 nights, and with a young daughter and a family and soccer practices and stuff, I got to get off there. So it's been going well. Yeah.
Hey, there's Walt.
Yeah, and that weather looks amazing. But as we all know, our nights get cold around here, and I don't go inside. People are like, you really stay out there the whole time? I do. I go inside. We have a bathroom real close. I go to the bathroom, but otherwise I am out there. So you'll see me Monday night. I'll be watching football on the monitor on my
sure. Long underwear, computer. I'm assuming.
Oh yes.
How's Walt doing, by the way? I haven't seen him for a while. Is he doing good?
Walt's great as always, out there in the community, trying to get kids to come to the game as well.
Yeah, I saw he and the Apple Sox Coyote having breakfast at Smitty's the other day.
Oh, that's
very hard to eat when you got the
one of their favorite places. We love Smitty's.
And this is one of my favorite photos. That's that I believe is the Wenatchee Wild hockey team with our very own David Rayfield front and center.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago. They came out and saw me. The boys really appreciate a good crowd, so they always come out and say thank you for packing the Wolves' Den. So
3 days, you said 3 days and 2 nights has been average?
Yeah.
So if we get everybody on board and we just inundate your cell phone and the website at 8 o'clock Monday morning, you may not even have to spend the night there.
That would be amazing. The hardest thing of this process probably wouldn't be the camping out. It is the processing orders. Because, I'm making, that first day, I'm probably making 200-300 calls. But it's, I call you and you got to talk to somebody who's got to talk to somebody, and then they forgot to get back to me, and by the time it's Wednesday and I'm like, hey, do you actually want tickets? They're like, oh yeah, we forgot about you. Yeah, we'd like to support.
Well, what's the easiest way to do this so you don't have to do this?
My favorite thing is when they use the ticket link and that order comes through and I didn't even make the call. Of course, that's any salesperson's favorite. That's what it's all about right there. That's our 2 recipients. That's the Vets Hall and the Thomas A. Biddle Foundation. Every year we bring them out on the ice and present them a giant check. Those aren't real, just so you know.
For one thing, they won't fit in their wallet.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a lot of money. Am I seeing $2,000 there?
Yeah, for each organization each year. So after this year, we'll have raised over $24,000. That's another amazing aspect of this that I've really enjoyed is the promotion for those organizations. Because some of them didn't know we had a Vets Hall or didn't know about the Thomas A. Biddle Foundation. So the word we're able to get out about those two organizations through this promotion
that's inside the Vets Hall.
Huge. Yeah, I went
North Wenatchee Avenue.
I went and visited with the folks there. It's always fun. They always invite me down for coffee and donuts on Tuesdays and come around and talk about, and they're always, you know, doing things in the community, and like the banners, they're a huge charge on that. I love that in November when we're honoring our veterans around town on the light poles. So it's really cool to help support that.
And those folks outside of David, the people who work in the Vets Hall there on North Wenatchee Avenue, right across the parking lot from the Buzz Inn Steakhouse, by the way, they're all volunteers. Nobody's getting a dime. They raise money to pay the rent and to pay the electricity and all that stuff, and that's it. They're just there to help.
Yeah, and they renovated that place completely with the help of some local organizations.
It's really nice.
Yeah, they built like a little stage in there, a kitchen area, because it used to be a big craft place, right? Many years ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
But they renovated it from that to have the Vets Hall we have here in Wenatchee now.
And the Eagles have been really good Patriots too. The Eagles, they share the same roof, I suppose, is the best way to put this. Year number 6, at what time, maybe that second year with all the snow, were you up there at 2 o'clock in the morning and you're thinking, David, what are you thinking? I mean, were there times when you just thought you were an idiot?
Yeah, and I'm like, I can't quit, but it's Friday. It's Friday at 2 o'clock. Am I going to spend the weekend up here? So that first and second year was pretty humbling, I would say, and it's become a great promotion that people like to get behind, but everyone jokes, we're going to be the last ones to buy. I'm like, if you're all the last one, what am I doing here? You know, I need someone not to be the last one.
Exactly.
So I'd appreciate if people were the first one. Those are my favorites.
During regular business hours, starting Monday at 8 a.m., when the doors open at the Town Toyota Center for general traffic, can we come up, pay a visit? Is it like...
Absolutely. You can come up and laugh at me, see my setup. Heck, if you want to bring me a hot cocoa or sandwich, I do get fed very well there. I won't lie. I don't even really bring food because I'm on a mission, and people are like, you hungry? I'm like, no, I want tickets.
David's a family man. He has kids. He has a wife. We don't want him up there for 5-6 days. We want you home safe and warm on Monday night. So we got to make this happen.
That'd be amazing. My daughter's got a soccer game Thursday, so that's my real deadline. But Monday afternoon, that would be impressive.
Let's talk about this real quickly, folks. And I know this from experience. Oh, gee, you know, the game is November 8th against Prince George. It's going to be a great game. I can't go for whatever reasons. I have plans. So why should I buy tickets if I can't actually go? You should buy tickets. Because even if you can buy tickets without necessarily having to use them, right?
Great point, Dan. Yeah, absolutely. We donate. That night, we do all veterans in free, and a lot of that comes from this camp out. So I would say about 300 last year, I was able to get in contact with local organizations in town and get those tickets out to local veterans. So I work closely with the VA. I work closely with the ladies and the gentlemen up at the airport. Forget what they're called right now, but they just moved in like a year and a half ago. So I'm working real close with them. I give them to the Vets Hall. Those gentlemen love to come and support it and come out. So we get our veterans out to this game. So it's a cool night to come and watch, you know, because we'll have military memorabilia on the concourse. We'll have the color guards. We'll have a lot of things that you won't see at normal games that night as we honor our veterans.
And a big crowd. It's like I said, the 3 biggest events always every year are Guns N' Hoses, Hockey Fights Cancer, and the 8th of November.
Yeah, this one's really the turning point of our season. Like September and October honestly can be hard at times because the weather is still good.
Yeah, people are still out and about doing things.
They're wrapping that up.
Yeah.
But come November, man, people are looking for things to do indoors, and we're a great thing to do indoors. So I'm excited to have this promotion and get this season really rolling.
This starts Monday morning at 8 a.m., correct?
Yep.
How soon can we hop on board? I mean, can we go to the website now and use the drop down, or is that not going to be operational?
I'll be honest, the ticket link is live.
Okay.
It is live. I would love to see some things. Use that QR code or go to our website, WenatcheeWildHockey.com, or give me a call. I'm not afraid of pre-sales. I don't put it out there too much, but the link is live, so I would love to see, you know, a couple come in before I even step foot outside.
Go to the Wenatchee Wilds website. You'll see the ticket icon at the very top of the page. If you click on it and it drops down, your special thing will be right there. It's up and running right now.
Yep, military appreciation night.
Right. Or, let's kind of get tickets are, how much are tickets? They started just $20, right?
They're $20, and $4 of each ticket goes back to the Vets Hall and Thomas A. Biddle Foundation.
It's as simple as that. So what we need is one person with about $25,000 to buy every ticket, and then David doesn't even have to. You'll be having lunch at home.
You are brilliant. I love that idea.
Monday morning, 8 o'clock sharp, David begins his camp out. But again, you can buy tickets right now. You can go to the box office and get a hold of David. You'll be all over social media as well. So it's not going to be a secret.
Yeah, this is a great chance. You know, we're getting close to Christmas time, the holidays, so bring your company out and give them a little appreciation for that long summer. If we all had a long 2025, so
it's been a long
let's all get together and have a good night, honor our veterans, and watch some hockey, drink a beer, eat a hot dog, you know, have fun. So
and kick some Prince George Cougar butt. That would be the ultimate. That would be like the sugar on the ice cream right there.
There you go.
8 a.m. tomorrow morning. But again, you can buy tickets right now by going to the Wenatchee Wild deal. And as David mentioned before, tickets are $20 a pop, and $4 out of each ticket sold gets split between the Wenatchee Valley Veterans Hall and the Thomas A. Biddle Foundation. Good causes all. David, have as much fun as you can.
Thank you.
Keep in touch. Let us know how it's working. Right?
I will. Appreciate having me on.
David Rayfield, everybody give him a big hand. We don't have a studio audience. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Hand off to Zielinski around the right side. Got away from one man, got away from two. High School Sports is back this fall on the NCWLIFE channel. Watch Eastmont, Wenatchee, and Cashmere games right here. Sponsored in part by our Platinum supporter Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Biosports Physical Therapy, Coldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, and Valley Tractor. Watch high school sports all fall right here on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
AQI update. We should have like a jingle for that. AQI update. It's gotten a little better in Cashmere. Cashmere was very unhealthy earlier today. It's now down to just unhealthy, but it's still not good. 192 right now in Cashmere. Wenatchee hasn't moved at all. We've been at 188, which is still very unhealthy, obviously. It's just not good for you. We've been at 188 in the Wenatchee Valley for really for the last 4 or 5 hours. It will get better as the day progresses, and then as it's been going on, once the sun goes down, it goes back up again. So we'll keep a close eye on the air quality for not only our Cashmere broadcast tonight, but for the Wenatchee Panther home game. The first mountain snow of the season is coming Sunday night into Monday, right around 4,000 feet. So if you're taking Stevens Pass, it could be winter driving conditions for the first time of the year. And that means if you're going to be out in the upper elevations, get ready for some serious winter-type conditions, even though it is only the 10th day of October. That deep low off the southern Oregon coast, which is supposed to pay us a visit, will do so tonight. For most of the day today, we're going to have some clouds and then some sun breaks and haze and smoke most of the day. And then the chance of rain as this system comes in isn't going to be until later on in the evening hours. We'll top off at 71, which is still pretty warm for this time of the year. 40% chance of showers tonight. Again, nothing heavy. Light rain. 46 for the overnight low. And then look at the bottom dropping out. 61 on Saturday. 30% chance of rain. 40% chance of rain Saturday night. 50% chance of rain on Sunday. Very, very chilly. And then hard rain, we hope, on Sunday night into Monday. That's it for us. I've never done this before. Boop. I missed it. See you Monday. Bye-bye.